Here with Gloriana, Jake's New Face Showcase, 93.3 Jake FM. We've got Tom, we've got Mike, we've got Rachel. Together you make Gloriana.
Tom, Rachel, Mike.
Tom, Rachel, Mike. See, here I am. It's later in the show.
Hey, we're brothers. Our own mom still does that.
Your mom does that?
Yeah, oh yeah.
So do you go up and see her in New York? Is she still up there? Or where's
She's
she
up
at?
in New York. Dad lives with us in Nashville. We moved him down this past year. He actually had a heart attack, and we sold his farmhouse in upstate New York and brought him down to Nashville.
He's loving it.
First time moving in 55 years, living somewhere other than where he grew up. So it's
how's he
cool.
liking it?
He's loving it.
Does he rely on talking to you guys like, well, what do I do now, boys?
Well, he's a big music fan,
Yeah.
so even just the amount of local concerts in Nashville, he's loving that. Yeah.
Is there any bit of rivalry between New York and then here we go down to Florida? Is there a rivalry between Floridians and New Yorkers?
I
think there's a
don't know
symbiotic
that.
relationship.
A little bit of
I believe that most New Yorkers end up in Florida somehow.
I'm sorry, I'm not gonna lie. I got a little distracted because our tour manager, he didn't realize that the camera was right there.
Nice Walker.
He was kind of reaching in a little bit.
This is a YouTube stuff. It's not professional.
Get out there.
Barry, he's been bothering everybody all night.
Barry, will you wave to everybody real quick?
Just stick your head in there so we get a face to name. Yeah.
No, man, the funny thing is, we were born in upstate New York, which is, if anybody's never been up there, everybody says, oh, New York, like New York City? And we're like, no. This is like up by Canada, nothing but dairy farms.
Say the name. Is it
Utica.
Utica.
That's the closest city, but we lived in the sticks, kind of outside, man.
There's sticks in New York?
Oh, see, that's what I'm saying. There's mountains and lakes and all kinds of stuff. So when I was 16, though, moved to North Carolina. So I kind of feel like I grew up in North Carolina, being that was my teenage years and 20s. Yeah.
You guys are East Coast.
East Coast
collaboration.
Yeah.
You got together in Nashville.
Yes, we did.
This sound that you came up with just blew people away, and then the songwriting just came along with it. What is Gloriana? Is it songwriting or is it the sound?
I think it's a little bit of both, really. Yeah. I think it's truth in lyrics. That's really our thing, and obviously the harmony thing is also a big part of us too. But we grew up loving bands like the Eagles and Fleetwood Mac and stuff like just like the thick harmony sound, and that kind of it all started actually in Rachel's floor. She has an apartment in Nashville.
Yeah.
Tom and I packed our bags and just moved from North Carolina to Nashville. Kind of just took a chance. And found her, and we didn't have a place to stay, so she was nice enough to take us in and started playing on her living room floor with a couple acoustic guitars and kind of created that sound, that harmony sound.
Yeah.
You're with a bunch of dudes, two stinky boys. How is this for you?
It's actually more than just these two guys. It's our whole crew too.
Yeah.
So I'd say in total, sometimes it ranges from about 10 people to sometimes 13 on our bus.
Yeah.
And so
or 12 dudes.
For me, it's easy because I grew up with two older brothers. So these two guys are, it's the same thing, and so I grew up around it. It's very second nature to me, and I think my thing that I like to do is I just like to have my alone time while I'm getting ready. So I really take my time and just kind of get a little bit quiet, away from all the...
Give her the background.
And you guys, you get it now, right?
Oh yeah, no, they're great. They're so great about it, and they totally get it. And
we've been living together for 5 years now. So
it's been that long.
I don't think I'm a really difficult person to live
she's
with.
great.
Though.
She's a what do they call him? A dude's chick.
I
think there was a
guy's
dude's
girl,
a guy's
but
girl.
also a girl's girl too.
I was gonna say girls.
So there's the sound of Gloriana, but then you got your songs that you write, and is this a collaboration between the three of you?
Well, for this new album, 1,000 Miles Left Behind, which will be out July 31st. We're real excited about that. We wrote all the songs off this one.
Sweet.
Yeah. So whether it was together or separate with other songwriters, whatever, we had a hand in every single song in this record, and they're really just the story of what's been going on with us over the past 3 years. There's a distinct physical story behind each song from the road over the past 3 years.
Looking forward to that, because when we look at what you've put out already, just the song, the current single that is out, Kissed You Goodnight.
Yeah.
The first time I heard it, the cleverness behind "It's a good night, baby, good night." And is that what brought that song to saying, "Hey, this is a possible big hit"?
I'm glad you caught that. That's cool.
Funny thing is about that song, I wrote that song, and I was at a restaurant one night, and there's a table of girls sitting next to me, and I'm listening to their conversation, like any guy would do.
Well, sure.
Right? And one girl's talking about being on a date, and she says, her friend says, "Did he kiss you in the end?" And she says, "No, he didn't do it." but it's the guy's.
And everyone's been there.
Right.
Yeah.
And she goes, it's the guy's job, though. I mean, come on, just push me up against the wall and do it.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there like, So it started with that lyric, actually. I should have pushed you up against the wall.
Yeah,
Basically saying, like, you know, I was always shy when I was younger.
Yeah.
I had a hard time with that scenario, always.
I'll be honest with you. I've got to tell you a quick story. I was dating around this girl. Hadn't kissed her yet. I thought, there's got to be a sign. So at the end of the date, pulled up to the driveway. I thought, if a sign comes to me, I'll do it. Guess what comes on the radio? I'm serious.
Our song?
Your song.
No way.
It is. I say, I've got to do it. You know what?
Did you do it?
I didn't do it.
Oh.
I don't know why. And eventually it came up too, but I was like, there's that song relates to so many people. You're like,
I don't know if girls realize how hard
It's
that
hard.
is.
It's not
so
easy.
hard.
Oh,
Really?
I can imagine.
Yeah.
I can imagine. Yeah. Well, that's why the girls are never. It's not our job.
Yeah. tell us about the military spin that was put on the music video.
Yeah. You know, we spent a lot of time touring, you know, around the country, and we had an opportunity back in, I think it was 2010. And was it 2000? I think it was the end of 2010, right?
It really is.
I thought it was 11.
Maybe it was 2011.
Oh, well, yeah, I think you're right.
I think it was 10.
you're right.
At the time, yeah.
Sorry.
day is
And so we got this opportunity to go over to play for the troops in the Middle East and Europe and in Africa. And it was such an incredible experience for us. And we actually even have a song on the record called The Soldier Song. That's a song, you know, it's a tribute, you know, to them. And we were so moved and so touched by the whole experience that, you know, anytime that we get an opportunity to kind of tie it in, you know, and just kind of, there's so many people out there who know somebody or love somebody who's in the military. And so we just kind of wanted to take that opportunity to kind of show a little bit of the urgency, you know, in that he's obviously leaving.
Yeah, it has to be done.
It's a song
You know,
about not having regrets. You know?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Putting it in that scenario where somebody might not come back, even though that's true to that military scenario, it's really true every day. You don't know if you'll have another day with anybody.
Right.
You know,
That's
so
true, very
it's
true.
kind of a reminder to say, you know, life is short and
Savor the moment.
do things while you can. You know, don't wait till later. Kind of thing. Yeah.
Loving the story behind the song "Kissed You Goodnight" from Gloriana. I can't imagine what is going to come up next. Stories on the album that you wrote. All the songs coming up, and it's out July 31st. I believe they're about to wrap it up here, and you guys are next at the New Face Showcase. Are you excited?
Yeah,
We're
excited.
so excited. Sounds
Tom
like a great
and
crowd.
Rachel. That's right. It's
Yeah.
Gloriana with
We want
all new.
to thank
Go
you
ahead.
guys real quick, just
Yeah.
for all your support. You guys are you guys play our songs, I think, more than anyone in the
Yeah,
country.
you're
We really
our
appreciate that.
biggest supporters.
It's the biggest responding song. So we give our listeners what they want. That's what they want.
Thank you so much.
You guys.
Jake FM and the New Face Showcase with Gloriana. We're going to get them on stage. Thanks for being here.
And I kissed you